Hello there, compliment of the season to you on NTA network service. I am Ronke Kolawole. Today, 3rd January, is the first working day in year 2017 in Nigeria after a series of holidays for the festivities. Oyeyemi Ajayi, who went round offices on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has the situation report on the level of compliance by civil servants.
The arrival of this bus, which is one of the several work hard this 2017 to achieve my goal. Like other civil servants, Victor and Chidima have pledged to put in extra energy and wisdom to propel the change agenda, but are quick to urge the government to provide an enabling environment, including improved remuneration that will reflect the economic realities of the country. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
As the Christmas and New Year celebrations have come and gone, it is expected that there will be heavy vehicular movement in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, indicating the return of people from holidays. Olajide Bello has the update on the traffic situation within the metropolis.
As the first working day after the public holiday declared by the federal government, one would expect the usual hustle and bustle in terms of vehicular movement, but reverse is the case as there is free flow of traffic.
Most places visited within the Abuja metropolis, there was still low vehicular movement, indicating that it's either people are in their offices or taking care of the businesses, or they are yet to return after the Yuletide break.
With expectations of heavy flow of both human and vehicular movements across the country, what measures are being put in place to ensure safer roads and minimal road traffic crashes?
The critical corridors that we witness a lot of upsurge of movement of traffic and human traffic will be manned till January 15th. And enough sensitization will be there going on. There will still be
of 9 states will soon follow. Senate President Bukola Saraki has pledged that the Senate, upon resumption, will look into the crises that have led to the wanton loss of lives and property in southern parts of Kaduna State in recent times. The Senate President made this known while responding to the cry of a concerned Nigerian on Twitter over the massacre of about 800 Christians in Kaduna South. Dr. Saraki stated that every Nigerian life matters, added that the Senate will ensure that the rule of law prevails. Special Assistant on Media to the Senate President, Bamikole Omishore, in a statement said the Senate President is in touch with senators from that state and constantly getting updates on development. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Bello Dembaso, has called on well-meaning Nigerians not to allow themselves to be dragged into religious conflicts. He said this has become necessary following insinuations that the criminal violence in southern Kaduna is fueled by religion. A statement from the press secretary to the minister, ACMA Osagbovo, states that there are people who desire to further create division along religious or ethnic lines of the country for their selfish interest with the aim of creating instability. The minister posited that true religious leaders do not fan the embers of hate, but ensure that community and to arrest and prosecute anyone involved in criminal activities. It therefore urged citizens to cooperate with the police by providing actionable intelligence in its quest to restore normalcy to the troubled communities. Speaker, Jigawa State House of Assembly Idris Garba Gabum has been impeached. 23 out of the 30 members of the Assembly signed for the impeachment of the Speaker. Howal Muhammad reports.
The impeachment notice was read by the clerk of the House, Alhaji Hussein Alikila. The Speaker was accused of rigidity and uncompromising attitude, as well as his inability to carry his colleagues along to move the House forward.
Speaker of the Assembly, I will perform my functions honestly to the best of my ability. faithfully, and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. And in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law.
Isa Idris Gwaram defeated Musa Sule Dutse to emerge as the new speaker. In his acceptance speech, the new speaker promised to carry everybody along and further cement existing relationship between the executive and legislative arm. The new speaker has since assumed duty after taking oath of office. Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
The staff under the payroll of the People's Democratic Party PDP have held a peaceful protest calling on the police to open the party secretariat, which has been under lock and key for about 10 months now. This is coming as the police authority says the secretariat closure is to maintain law and order. Political correspondent Abdullahi Garba Brenukudu here's a situation report.
This is the Wadata Plaza PDP National Secretariat in the shadow of itself, tattered flags and taken over by weeds. Both the street and the gates of the Secretariat have been closed on the authority of the police, following leadership crisis rocking the party for almost a year now. This is a concern of the more than 100 staff of the party Secretariat as they resort to prayers and peaceful protests, calling on the judiciary to hasten judgments.
Haram terrorists in the dreaded Sambisa forest in Borno State, which many Nigerians described as a Christmas gift to the nation, is one of the major feats achieved by the Nigerian military in the recent times.
When officers and men retire.
To motivate these gallant soldiers, the office of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, through its loans board, says it is strengthening its relationship with the post-service housing development.
So that at the end of the day, having served your fatherland for 35 years or up to the age of 60, you should have something to show. And one of the most glaring things that you should be able to show is a house over the head of your family.
There is no reason why after service that an officer or soldier should not be able to retire into his home peacefully and live a very decent and contribute to national development.
Hanatu Fika says the Nigerian military will immensely benefit from the recently approved 13 billion naira for the board by President Muhammadu Buhari. Adebola Brooksley.
Restoration, and it's going to cost about 270 billion over 3 years.
The minister also warned motorists who turned some parts of the federal roads in Lagos as parking lot to desist from it.
On the Abuja section, for example, it's a major highway, a thoroughfare for people who are coming from the mainland and going to Victoria Island, Ikoyi and all of that. But it's constricted by parking. People are trading. We are going to remove it.
The third mainland bridge in Lagos opened to traffic in the year 1990. It used to be the longest bridge in Africa until another one was opened in Cairo in the year 1996. In Lagos, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
As part of efforts to...
We appreciate it. So we don't do something better for us.
Disability is not inability. I believe I can still make good use of myself. So I thank Dr. Kenny Nwogu for what he's doing for the disabled.
Giving hope to the physically challenged and caring for them, organizers say will go a long way at improving their socio-economic well-being, adding that it is one of the major tools that will help to improve their standard of living and enable them to contribute to the economic growth of the country.
As the public holiday declared by the federal government has come and gone, work resumed and businesses are picking
the holiday. Among them is this respondent who told NTA News that he was only in the park to collect a special package sent to him from his village.
They brought it from home for me. So I feel happy because I'm going to enjoy it. It's localized.
Some of the travelers commended activities of the Federal Road Safety Corps as the roads were relatively devoid of crashes often associated with festive season. Others say there was free flow of traffic in Lagos. Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
Nemesis caught up with a hoodlum while
down there, they just rush to the woman and take the bed, almost 200,000 cash. So they have to take this guy away.
The robbery suspect was later handed over to the police from Adeniji Divisional Police Station, who were invited by the victim. In Lagos, Musa Tolian, NTA News.
And that does it from Lagos. It's back to Yoronke for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too, Demola. Thanks. The federal government policy on increasing rice production to enhance food security in the country as well as create employment has been commended. This was the opinion of
quality seeds, as well as encourage synergy between the public and private sectors in the business, was also described as a right step going forward.
So we hope that this government will stay on the board, will sustain these policies, will continue to encourage production.
We are looking at developing the whole value chain, and presently we are in almost 26 states.
The consumer is still buying rice at very high price because most of the big mills you will see are also dependent on expatriate engineer maintaining their mills and all the rest of them. The cost of production at the big mill level is high.
A specialist from African Rice Center said research has advanced to develop 5 varieties of rice being used in Nigeria for maximum production. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And now, a silent revolution is taking place in Nigeria's rice-growing community. From Abakaliki to Kebbi, the feedback is encouraging. And in Nasarawa State, farmers with support from government are doing their bit to revel in supply to tackle rice importation. But how much success have they had?
We certainly have to go extra mile to ensure that our farmers have enough in terms of input. Also, on the issue of improved seeds, we're also thinking of collaborating with the National Research, Cyril Research Institute in Niger, where we are thinking of growing seeds on our own when it comes to in terms of rice, so that our teeming farmers that are within, we should be able to supply them with seeds.
Much of the production, however, still remains labor-intensive, with the farmers hoping that initiatives such as the Central Bank of Nigeria's Anchor Borrowers Program will bring them greater yields and better days ahead.
We see them trying on the other way, but it's not reaching to the farmer as expected. But we want to see a government that will be able to give attention to rice production.
Until consumers lament scarcity of diesel as Kaduna-Abuja train service attracts more patronage. This and more with Suleiman in Kaduna Network Center. Hello, Suleiman.
To Kaduna. Consumers of diesel in Kaduna have decried the acute scarcity of the product, coupled with skyrocketing of its price.
We have to step in quickly.
All effort to get officials of Kaduna refining and petrochemical companies comment on the scarcity and increase in the price was not successful, as they declined to comment on the issue. In Kaduna, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
And passengers have commended the move by the federal government to expand the standard gauge train service to link more commercial cities as more people patronize its services from Abuja to Kaduna. Ibrahim Lagunda again visited the train station at Rigasa, Kaduna, and packaged this report.
Kaduna-Abuja rail line is one of the first standard gauge modernization projects of the federal government, with plan to expand to other commercial cities over a period of 20 years. That was the mood at the busy Rigasa station, Kaduna, with passengers and their relatives trying to secure their travel tickets, with some taking the ride for the first time, while to others it has become a routine affair. Some passengers interviewed said the rail transport has reduced pressure on Kaduna-Abuja Expressway, while calling for additional coaches to accommodate the increasing demand.
I want experience following the rail. It will increase the level of safety generally. It's a welcome development.
It's fantastic, except for the slight delay we had in one of the stations.
Based on this experience that I have never ever.
Starting from the church, I can tell you the truth.
The society will be better if it starts from every home. Once you have a better home, you're going to have a better church. If you have a better church, you are going to have a better society. And this cut across all spheres of life. And so corruption had to be fought right at home. Let us return to the core value of faithfulness, sincerity, and hard work. Sure, we will better this country and even the world.
It was a moment of joy for family, friends, and the entire Hekan family as they prayed and wished their leader a successful tenure. In Kaduna, Benny Adams, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps Kaduna State Command is advocating for complete ban on sales of alcohol and other intoxicants in motor parks across the state. This is coming on the heels of increased road accidents last year, where the agency recorded a total of 4,616 accidents. Again, Benny Adams has this and more on aftermath of the festive period.
The Federal Road Safety Corps Kaduna State Command has from January to the festive period recorded 4,616 road accidents on Kaduna Abuja, Kaduna Zaria, and Kaduna Kafantan roads, among others, recording 416 deaths. The state sector commander, Francis Udoma, said the number of deaths recorded in the year ended
on the nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Suleiman. You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. We now pause for some messages. Nationwide returns shortly. Stay with us.
This is a happy moment for me and for all Nigerians.
Amina Ali Nkeke, the first Chibok schoolgirl to be rescued in the renewed onslaught against the Boko Haram insurgency.
Amina's rescue gives us new hope.
Federal government has formally received the 21 abducted Chibok girls.
These dear daughters of ours have seen the worst that the world has to offer. It is now time for them to experience the best that the world can do for them. Government will sustain the effort until all the remaining girls return safely.
The year 2016 just ended, and President Buhari's 2017 New Year message, something in stock for Nigerians. What are they? The trust of NTA Tuesday Live discussion this week. Tuesday Live, forging ahead, interactive, informative, and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
I was dreaming, and my grandfather can't tell me, say, he want to make me very, very rich with a number.
You leave business where you go see for ordinary eye. You go to collect number from land of the coast.
Akwai bomboy makatale turu. Na in grandfather at the given rank lumber.
So when he die, go to roof 419 for that time.
This week on your award-winning comedy series, Professor John Bull, starring Kanayo Okanayo, Mercy Johnson, Queen Wokoye, Funky Malam, Ime Bishop.
Gunners for life, youth, courage, greatness.
All these shouts on, even go the shout. You have regards for this our local team. Teams like Enugu Rangers, Canopilas, Enyimba, like Ashanti Kotoko.
Professor John Bull, this Tuesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on NTA.
Are dangerous to your health. That building factories can generate massive employment and grow the economy. Buying locally made products and services means investing back in the economy. Thousands of Nigerians are innovative and can take Nigeria to the next level. Growing the economy starts with you and I. Raise the standard. Grow the economy. Buy made in Nigeria.
It's that time of the year when we appreciate all those that meant so much to us. Our sponsors, our clients, government at all levels, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, business, and above all, you, our esteemed viewer. Together, we made 2016 great. Together, we shall make 2017 even greater. That's why we say thank you. Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year.
Glad to know you're still watching Nationwide on NTA Network Service. Governor Godwin Obaseki on taxation, plus other stories making the rounds with Amaze in Benin. Hello, Amaze. It's over to you.
Thank you, Ronke. Thank you for joining us in Benin. The Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, has directed that henceforth only authorized agencies of government Bokoda Ugbonla Road. The project, which was constructed within 2 years, cost 4.62 billion naira. Doris Olumoko has the details.
Apart from the reconstruction and asphalt overlay of the 34.62-kilometer Igbokoda-Ugbola Road with spurs, the state governor, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, also inaugurated for use the 2.5-kilometer Igbokoda Dual Carriage Road with street lights, all funded through the Ondo State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission.
Because this is a road that is a link between the long stretch of our productive coastline and the hinterland. And we know that whatever we do for this road will be for the overall good of our dear state.
Dr. Mimiko also disclosed that over 10 billion naira contract has been awarded for the construction of Atijere Aboto Road, which is the major access road to the large bitumen deposit in the state. In their various goodwill messages at the different fora for inauguration of the projects, both indigenes of the area, traditional rulers and stakeholders commended government for meeting up with the yearnings and aspirations of the people of the riverine area of Ondo State. The governor and his team also inspected the Aboto Water project, which is 90% completed and will produce treated 2.5 million gallons of water every day and bring an end to the era of lack of potable water in the area.
You gather to pray, you get a better nation. I pray that God Almighty should continue to bless these grants.
The women have come to a common understanding that rather than complain or criticize the government, prayer remains the answer. Some widows and dedicated members of the church were empowered by the vision bearer. In Benin, Lawrence Okoje, NTA News.
That report concludes our offering from Benin. Ronke is back to you. Compliments of the season.
Thank you so much, Amaze. The primate of the Church of the Lord, His Eminence, Most Reverend Rufus Okikiola Oshitelu, has commended the federal government for the victory recorded so far in fighting terrorism in the country. The primate gave the commendation in his New Year message in Ogiri, Remo, Ogun State. He noted that dislodging the Boko Haram insurgents from the Sambisa forest is a major breakthrough that must be celebrated. He, however, cautioned the military to closely monitor the insurgents so as to hinder them from regrouping or mingling with innocent citizens. Most Reverend Oshitelu urged both state and federal governments to intensify efforts towards the diversification of the economy in 2017, especially in the area of agriculture, which he said will ensure food security as well as improve revenue earnings from exports. The primate suggested that power supply be accorded priority in infrastructure development in view of its multiplier effects on all sectors of the economy. A release signed by Reverend Adidonyi Badejo says the primate who
the Nigerians, as part of efforts to boost education and improve morality, Sokoto State Government is to establish more than 400 Islamia integrated schools. Sheikh Muhammad Datti reports that Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol stated this at the closing ceremony of the 31st State Quranic Recitation Competition held at Tambol.
The Quranic recitation competition was organized by Arabic and Islamic Education Board Sokoto with competitors drawn from the 23 local governments in the state. The competition was in male and female categories, and the competitors participated in 10th, 20th, 40th, and 60th hizbs with tajweed and tafsir. Governor Amin Waziri Tambol, who was overwhelmed by the performance of the competitors, said his administration is doing all it takes to develop education.
We are going to establish integrated Islamic nursery schools, 448 of them in the state. Combination of both Western and Islamic education under one roof.
Sultan of Sokoto, represented by District Head of Binji Kabir Usman, called on Islamic scholars to preach peace and unity of Muslims. State Commissioner Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Jabikil Gori, said the Quran recitation competition is organized to boost knowledge of Quran and its memorization, especially the younger generation. High point of the ceremony was Tabanin of Lukman Omar from Wamoko local government as the overall winner of the male category in memorization of the complete Quran with tajweed and tafsir. He was presented with 1 million naira check, 2 hard seats from the state government, and a motorcycle from the Sultan of Sokoto. Zainab Ali.
In the case of stolen money and shoes worth 2,300,000 naira. According to the co, the theft took place on Christmas Day. They were able to arrest one person who revealed other 8 persons. Parading the suspects, the Commandant Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Sokoto Office, Babangida Abdullah Hedus Emma, said the Corps was able to recover some of the stolen money and shoes.
In spite of the effort of the government in trying to ensure that they have provided jobs opportunity, still people are being ungrateful.
Director General Sokoto Central Market, Alhaji Abdullah Said Bafara, commended the Corps' effort and pledged to continue collaborating with them in securing lives and properties in states. Sokoto Safi Abdullahi, NTA News.
And that's our package from Sokoto. Is back to Ronke in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
And now till the word scene, Ghanaian inventor Kwadino Safo exhibits technological inventions at Ghana Technology Fair, and Kyrgyzstan authorities investigate man from the country in connection with New Year club attack in Istanbul, Turkey, that killed 39 people. For these and more, we now join Chimdima Udubisi on Global Tidbits.
Ghanaian inventor who built his first car in 1998 is showcasing his latest innovations, which are V8 cars, 3-wheel motorbikes, robotic welding machines, and a tower weapon for warfare at the Technology Fair. He says his creations are to exhibit the capabilities of the black man in technological research and innovation. The president-elect Nana Akufo-Addo at the fair promised his administration will prioritize science and technology education.
Team Invitational Tournament, which climaxed at the Zaki Football Club pitch, Kado, Abuja, Monday. The tournament final, which brought back the 23-year-old unknown Chelsea Football Club of England defender to where he began his football career, was keenly contested, with New Boys Football Club of Karimo in orange jersey defeating Old Boys Football Club of Idu by a lone goal to clinch the championship, which is set to become an annual competition.
I've had this in mind for a very long time. I was just waiting for an opportunity to do this, and it's been amazing.
Defending champion Novak Djokovic made a sticky return to action before recovering from losing the opening 4 games to beat Germany's Jan-Lennart Struff at the Qatar Open Monday. Djokovic, who was deposed as world number 1 by Andy Murray at the back end of last year and split with coach Boris Baker, eventually snapped into his usual rhythm to win 7-6, 6-3. The Serb will play Horacio Zeballos of Argentina in the second round.